Congratulations on getting your business this far. You're ready to scale to 7 figures. I can feel it, but there are a few things you're not going to want to miss if you want to set yourself up for success. Keep watching for what not to do and then what to do to hit that exponential growth you're ready for. First, do create a 7-figure container. In other words, you want to have a revenue model that shows you exactly how to get to 7 figures. This is such an important do that I just want to take a moment for you to think about how critical this is. And by the way, if you have a 7-figure revenue model already, share in the comments below because I want to celebrate you. That's amazing. Most people don't. Some people even end up at 7 figures and beyond without a revenue model, but it's a lot harder and it typically takes a lot longer. By putting a 7-figure revenue model together, you're creating this container so you can see exactly what it's going to take to get there. And on a monthly basis, a 7-figure business is $83,333 a month, right? And so this revenue model allows you to reverse engineer what it's going to take to get there. What do I need to do every single month to bring in $83,000 in revenue? Your revenue model will show you. Your revenue model will also show you what your cost is to deliver that business. It'll show you what your static costs are. And at the bottom, it'll show you what your net profit is. You want to look at the net profit. I've seen people go from $500,000 to $1 million, and unfortunately they end up at $1 million, but it's not profitable. And if they would have created a revenue model and a plan, they could have seen that that was probably what was going to happen. So this allows you to not only create a 7-figure business, it allows you to create a 7-figure business that's profitable. The next do that I want to share with you when it comes to creating a 7-figure business is to have a scalable model. That means that you want to have pricing and packaging that's set up in a way that you can scale the business with ease. One way to think about this is to have 2 of my favorite words, which are recurring revenue, right? You're like, what's recurring revenue? Well, an easy way to think about it is to think about all the memberships that you've signed up for, or all the subscription streaming services that you've signed up for. Those models are genius in so many ways. We love them because we get to watch the television or we get to watch the movies that we really want to, and we pay every single month. And for that company, it's easier to scale because they know exactly how many members they need or how many customers they need to get to, 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, and beyond. So even in this moment, do you have a business that's scalable? Can you scale it to 7 figures with ease? Can you set it up in a way that there's recurring revenue and it's easy to manage the clients or the customers that are coming in? Because if it's not, right, it's going to be really hard to grow to that level. And a lot of people don't realize this. A lot of people, they're struggling, they're pushing along, but their business really isn't set up in a way that's scalable. And it could be also because maybe they're not charging enough, maybe their packaging isn't set up correctly. So if that's you, that's okay. This is a great moment for you just to think about that. Like, is my business set up in a way that I could scale to 7 figures and have it be profitable and not be doing all the doing? If the answer is yes, then you're on your way. If your answer is no, take some time to look at your pricing, look at your packaging, and figure out how to make it more scalable. The next thing you're going to want to do is nail your marketing. Nail your marketing, right? Every business needs at least 3 ways that they are marketing consistently. That's one of the things that we're constantly working with our clients on is we ask them, what are the 3 ways that you're marketing consistently? Not just marketing, but consistently. And trust me, I have a lot of videos on marketing on this channel if you feel like your marketing needs a little juice. So check out my channel for marketing videos and subscribe so you don't miss any. So again, back to the 3 ways. What are the ways that you're marketing right now? And are those ways consistent? Are you consistently doing the same things every single month? And if you are those things bringing you results? If they're not bringing you results, then it's important to look at why not. And if you're not sure, then you want to be tracking all the ways you're marketing, right? Because if you're not tracking, you don't have enough data to know whether or not the marketing is working or not. I can tell you over the years, this is one thing that we've gotten better and better at in my company. Now we track everything, right? We track every single thing because what I know is that when you track all of your marketing, you can create a marketing formula for yourself, for your business, that makes reaching your bigger goal almost inevitable. And you can do that too. Now that we've talked about some of the do's, let's move into some of the don'ts when it comes to scaling your business to 7 figures. Here's the first one. Don't assume that everyone else knows better when it comes to how to grow your business. You've been in your business. You've grown it to multi-six figures. You know a lot more probably than you even think you do. And sometimes it's so easy to have, an expert or someone show up in your world and say, hey, you just need to do this. Maybe they're right. Could be, maybe they're not. The first question I would ask them though is, have you done this before? Have you done exactly what I'm trying to do? Or have you been in a world where you know that something's going to work? Or what's the potential return on investment for someone? And can you show me someone else that you've worked with? By asking those questions, you can find out whether or not the person you're talking to really does know better or really has done the thing that you want to do. But don't assume that every marketing strategy or every business strategy is going to work the same for you. That's okay. I highly recommend, as you grow from multi-six figures to seven figures, to really start to trust your gut more than ever. Trust what you know about your business. Trust what you know about your clients and customers, because the knowledge that you've developed over the years about your business is powerful. And again, you probably know a lot more than you think you do. And stick around for one of my stories that I'm going to share at the end regarding one of my clients and how they grew to seven figures successfully. We've covered 3 do's, 1 don't. The second don't I want to share with you when it comes to growing your business to 7 figures is don't give up. You've heard this before. You hear it at every speech, right? Don't stop, don't give up, keep going, all the things. My favorite book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, is the book when it comes to not giving up. One of the things he talks about is the fact that you are probably 3 feet from gold. And he shares that in all the interviews that he's done and all the experience he has in the business world, what he noticed is that most people give up when they're 3 feet from gold. And maybe that's where you are right now. Maybe you've been growing the business and you've stagnated, or you've reached this, you've reached a certain income level, but you just can't seem to get through it. This is where you want to ask for help. You don't want to give up. You want to raise your hand and ask for help, because there's probably something you can't see. Maybe it's a blind spot. We all have them. Maybe there's an opportunity that's waiting for you. Maybe this opportunity is in the disguise of a setback right now. Napoleon Hill talks about that as well, that often opportunity shows up in the sly disguise of tragedy or setback. So really look at where you are and just don't give up. And also, I've seen this happen before as well, many times. It's like you hit 250 or you hit $500,000 or you hit $1 million, and you bump up against something, right? Because this is all you've known. Maybe you know how to get to $500,000. Maybe you know how to get to $1 million, but you don't know how to get through that. Just trust that if you're bumping up against that right now, that's totally normal, and there is a way through it. There is gold right on the other side of that hill. One of our clients came to us a couple of years ago, and when he showed up in our world, he had grown his business pretty successfully to about $500,000. And he was doing a lot of the work himself. And it was a lot of work, wearing all the hats, doing all the things. And we knew that for him to grow the business to $1 million and beyond, it was going to take some extra support. Not only was it going to take some support, but he really needed the support so that he didn't burn out. And so often I think in business, we think we have to do it all, or, we're wearing all the hats, and it is wearing us out. And maybe as you're listening to this right now, that's you. Maybe you've been slogging at your business for a long time. You've been working so hard. You've been growing it. You've been doing a lot of the things you're on your own, and it's time to hire. Hiring can be one of the most challenging things. Like hiring that first person can be petrifying. It can be so challenging. And I'll say this, business owners tend to wait too long to hire. They tend to wait too long to hire their first person. They tend to wait too long to hire the next person. If you've been there, definitely share in the comments below. Like if hiring is something you've struggled with, share in the comments, because that helps other people see that they're not alone. And in the case of our client, that was what he needed to do. And I'll tell you, like the business kept growing. He kept working so hard without hiring, and it was all of him. And we just kept saying, just make that one hire, even if it's just 10 hours a week. That'll help you see how, you can delegate and what you can delegate. And I'll never forget the day, like he finished the job description, he put it out there, he got some support, and he found someone who took just 10 hours off of his workload every single week. And that made such a tremendous difference in his business. From there, he was able to hire his next person, which then allowed his business to expand even more. And now he actually likes his business again. And now he can see where his business is going, how to scale it, and even how he could potentially sell it someday when he's not the one doing all the things, and running the business. Up next, 5 best secrets to grow your business. And remember, your 2X is waiting for you too.